You are in Asia, but it's not systematic. Brazil, it was systematic, so it's like it's an uphill battle sometimes. Like just the public perception, going certain places, you know. But it's not hard to ignore anywhere, to be honest. But if you're paying attention, if you're solo traveling, you're kind of like more success to you're kind of more vulnerable to people's opinions. But when you're with another person, it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
So, do you think that if you wanted to, the woman's family would accept you more if she was Japanese or if she was Brazilian?
Uh, I would say Brazilian.
Okay.
Say Brazilian.
So you do think you think you probably don't experience discrimination in Asia on a day to day, but when you go to that part, you think you would.
Yeah, just knowing the mindset of Asian people and Asian families, they're very kind of stuck in traditional racism. It
Okay.
really has justification for it.
So based off your experience, what advice would you give to black men that want to move to Brazil?
I would say you need to learn the language. I would say have resources. I would say try it out before you move there. And I would say learn the culture and not just distract yourself with women and pay attention to your surroundings at all time. Keep your head on a swivel.
Okay. So despite your experiences, because it sounds like you didn't have the best experience in Brazil, what is one of the most positive experiences you had in Brazil?
Brazil. I did appreciate the culture. Like, I love the culture. Like, I'm not too familiar with it, but I do appreciate the culture from the outside looking in, how inclusive it is and how friendly people are, you know?
Okay. Okay. So how do you think that Brazilians view Black Americans versus the locals?
I would say they don't really know much about Black Americans. I
Really?
don't think people expect you to be from America when you're there. You know, as much as in Colombia they automatically know you're American everywhere you go. Like not everywhere, but they're used to Americans coming in. Brazil, I don't think American people go there much, you know, so they're not thinking America.
Okay. Okay. So what cultural aspects of Brazil did you find challenging to navigate because you were Black?
Uh, I wouldn't say any because I'm Black, but learning the language did take a little time. It did take a little time, you know, but I wouldn't say any cultural
Okay.
difference.
So how did people react to the video that you posted about Brazil not being good? What is some feedback you got from that video?
Uh, Mainly on TikTok. I had a few videos blow up on TikTok talking about my experience in Rio, and a lot of people kind of agreed how a lot of Latinos kind of said, yeah, we do like look at Americans like y'all are privileged and stuff like that. We do kind of envy gringos, you know, and a lot of Americans, you know, the pride, especially a lot of older Black guys, they got this pride thing where they think everybody just loves us. They think, oh, it's you. When I'm just speaking my experience, it's not really a big deal. You know, I just tell it like it is. from my experience. A lot of people think I'm just being negative when really, like, people think I'm a victim. I'm a winner. I'm just a winner. I'm just telling you the real journey. You know, it takes a lot to travel. It takes a lot to be out here in these places. It's not just peaches and cream.
Okay, so did you link with any other expats you were in while you were in Brazil? Any other black expats?
Yeah, I did. I did in
What
Rio.
What was their opinion on your viewpoint of Brazil?
They didn't really experience that with me because, like, when you're with someone as a black man in these places, it's a whole different experience. But when you're alone, it's kind of like you pay attention to everybody around you. You kind of pay attention to more things. When you're with someone, it's kind of like y'all just having fun, y'all enjoying the place, you know. But outside of that, that's when I kind of realized what was going on. Like when you first get there, it's kind of bliss. You on the beach, you're looking at the views, the nature. So when I kind of delved into real Brazil, I feel like there's two sides of Brazil that I've seen. I was in the suburbs where it was cool, it was peaceful, and then I seen like the favela side, like the local, lower class people, and it was a whole different vibe there as well.
Okay, okay. We don't need to ask you that question. So, how do you think? Do you think that Brazil could fix this at some point to be better for Black American men, in your opinion?
I don't think they want to, like, and I've heard this from other people. Brazil doesn't really want to diversify. They don't really want to, you know. There's actually a movie called. It's kind of I forgot what it was called. It's kind of like a concept of where Brazil sent every black person back to America instead of like bettering the society, Africa. They had a movie where they sent every black person back to Africa instead of bettering the society, even if you have one drop of black. So that kind of tells you how they kind of think over there, you know?
Well, from what I know, Brazil is very mixed in. I don't think that actually happened.
Nah, it's a concept. It's
Oh, it's a
a movie
concept.
concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because from what I seen was they, instead of them wanting to, like in the United States, they chose to segregate, and we were able to become pro-black because of that. They just use the system. Most of Latin America really just use the system of mix in with us, and if you're not mixed in with us, you're beneath us.
Yeah.
Which I believe that's what really happened. But I haven't seen that movie. I had to check out that movie. So did you ever get any support from any local Brazilians when you dealt with these issues? Did anybody try to help you that was from Brazil?
Yeah. That's where kind of like, that's what kind of drove me to put that type of content out. People wanted me to, like, I was staying with this older Brazilian lady, and like, as soon as she met me, because I met her through my white friend, but as soon as she met me and like, she realized like I'm black, she kind of just told me like the history of this place, the history of that place. She told me all the injustices. She told me kind of just how they view. She's not even black like us. She's more like light skinned, but there she's black. She kind of told me how they treat her, and it was kind of like it kind of made me feel like God, like just the fairy tale shit just went away after that. You know, just the pain that she felt and the anger she had for her own country. So when she did show me that love, I felt like it was my duty to come out and say certain things.
So rate your experience on rate your viewpoint on Brazil, 10 being the best.
I would say Brazil is not for me. I would say I would give it a 7 because like I do love the party vibe there, but other than that, it's not really for me at this age, at this age, in life.
So how has Brazil influenced your content and your future travel plans? Like how has you said you want to speak more about that in your content. I've seen that on your content. And do you pick and choose or do you study the history of places before you go there now?
Yeah, I do study the history a lot of everywhere, but I would say after Brazil, it kind of really opened my eyes to that world, like South America and just what's going on out there. It kind of opened my eyes to that and made me realize these ain't really tourist places, you know? These ain't really tourist places.